discharged.
What is up, fellow film enjoyers? It's your boy Chip Gaiman, here with another professional review of the movie Oppenheimer, the movie, trademark, starring Oppenheimer as himself. What? You thought I was just gonna make professional reviews of video entertainment games? I know a lot about movies, okay? Did you know the first film ever made was Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen 2? It's true. I read it on a fax, printed by a fax machine. They only print facts. Production wrapped on Batman the Third Movie 3, and 28 days later, actor Ichabod Scarecrow agreed to star as Oppenheimer. Speaking of Oppenheimers, I think I had one of those once. I needed surgery. Not fun. The movie's based on another movie called American Prometheus. I think it's the one with the gray, ripped Mr. Clean alien guy. I guess that was Oppenheimer before. And now he's this guy, with a fedora. It's not as totally sweet as mine, but it's acceptable. This time, the film answers the age-old question: what happens when someone tips their fedora a little too far? Take it from me, you don't want to find out. I've studied the blade after all. Shing. Don't let the film's promotional material fool you. You might think it's about a guy, but at its fissile core, this is a movie about explosions. If you love Michael Bay's movies like Transformers, you're gonna love this. Oppenheimer liked explosions as a kid, and he was like, I want to make those for real, and they'll be the biggest, most awesomest ones ever. That's a direct quote. He's an entirely fictional character, obviously, but he did actually say that. They actually got the real Albert Dumbledore to be in this movie. That's impressive. The guy literally invented everything, including science. Hundreds of years ago, he stole Einstein's theory of explosions. The theory being that if you make an explosion, it'll be super rad. That's the theory anyway. That and explosions equals MC Hammer squared. Just don't touch them, or you'll explode along with them until the explosions are finished exploding. Dumbledore teaches Oppenheimer how to make explosions. Then Oppenheimer tries to kill everyone with his own huge, awesome explosions, tipping his fedora to shield himself from the blasts, with the intent of leaving himself as Earth's sole survivor and supreme overlord. To do that, he's got to fight Jason Bourne and Iron Man at the same time, so he can open the Heimer that leads to the Oppenheimer, a bomb that's super awesome, and makes the explosion in The Terminator 2: Judgment Dread. And we all know, once you open the Heimer, there's no closing it. The Heimer's out of the bag at that point, and it's all over the place. Everything gets covered in Heimer, and it's hard to get off. Like when you grab a girl's boob too hard and all the sand leaks out onto your clothes. We've all been there, right guys? Once the bomb's armed, the movie poses only one question. Can Steven Seagal disarm the bomb in time? The answer's no. He's not even in the movie. What's that about? I'm just as confused as you are right now. So the bomb eventually goes off. Warning. Spoiler alert. It detonates when Oppenheimer's wife, Emily, smokes a blunt and throws it. It flips in slow motion, lands on it, and lights it. And Oppenheimer walks away from the explosion, in slow motion as well, without looking at it. Because cool guys don't look at explosions, ever. This is the most important rule in film, so it's important to never break it. Ever. No exceptions. Unless there's an exception. Obviously. It'd be better if Open jumped towards the camera away from the explosion, in slow motion, and in 3D, and his hat blows off and he's trying to catch it, and he's like, whoa! That would have made for a much better film. So the explosion finishes exploding and everyone's covered in Heimer, and Oppenheimer looks back at the destruction and says that famous line, cool, haha, what else can I blow up? But then, he says the other famous line. You know the one. Maybe that wasn't such a totally awesome idea, but it's all just CGI, so nobody cares. You can tell it's fake once again by the pixels. Always a giveaway. Digital pixels stand out particularly on film. As a matter of fact, film has so many digital pixels, they create what's called film grains, which not only gives a movie texture, but is delicious and good for you. The explosion's so powerful it turns the whole world black and white, hence the movie's use of black and white footage. See, the film switches repeatedly from black and white to color. The black and white parts represent parts of the story without color, and the color parts represent parts of the story with saturation. This is deep. The movie's got a lot of talking. I tuned all of that out. I paid to see explosions, and while there are explosions in the movie, it needed way more. And more boobs. The movie should literally have just been 3 hours of boobs and explosions exploding. Or one super explosion that lasts 3 hours, and one giant boob that's like the size of a planet. Imagine if that boob leaked. How much sand there would be. Too many directors use actors and drama as a crutch to make up for a lack of explosions and boobs. It's really disappointing to see. This is a Hollywood trend that needs to stop. Right now. I couldn't believe the ending. Really wasn't expecting Batman to fly off with the bomb. I didn't understand why Oppenheimer was sad in the end. Batman saved everyone. Don't worry, Batman's not dead. He ends up with a crazy cat lady. The movie's kinda sad, but it's okay. It's just a movie. They're what's known as fiction. That means they're completely fake. Japan's fine. It's still there. The moral of the story is that intelligence is bad. Everyone should stop trying to make things and just do fun, cool stuff like playing video games or studying the blade, like me. That said, I think Oppenheimer's a pretty cool guy. He destroys worlds and doesn't afraid of anything. The movie's not as sophisticated as Quantumania and its examination of quantum physics, but it'll have to do. The movie's hardly original. We've seen plenty of bombs and explosions in movies before. The entirety of Oppenheimer is basically a ripoff of Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen 2. But that's okay. If you're gonna copy something, copy the best. Furthermore, explosions are awesome. The ones in the movie may not be real, but real or fake, they're what's known as storytelling devices. They're the only things that make movies fun to watch. They tell the audience, you're watching a good movie right now. Oppenheimer cost almost $100 to make. Supposedly, it was shot on 65mm film, but the screen I saw it on was way bigger than that. Why would Christopher Nolan shoot on such tiny film? Is this movie for ants? Now, I don't blame Christopher Nolan for this, but I do feel the film was misrepresented on social media. I didn't see Barbie anywhere, or Ken. Don't get me wrong, the film had plenty of atomic energy, but sadly, no atomic energy. Atomic energy alone simply isn't enough. But let's turn that fax machine back on and face the facts. Christopher Nolan is the greatest filmmaker in history. Every single one of his movies is the best movie ever, and Oppenheimer's no exception. It's the best of all of them by far. That's not even possible. How does he do it? Is he magic? Like The Prestige? The Prestige is a pretty cool guy too. He does magic just like Dumbledore. If you can only see 500 movies this year, make sure to watch Oppenheimer 500 times. Everything else is a giant waste of time. Mission Impossible? More like Mission Boring and Stupid and Dumb and nothing happens. The movie. Trademark. It's official. Oppenheimer is a blast. Even with its actors that get in the way, with its explosive cast of explosions, the movie will get under your skin, penetrating you at an atomic level, and will blow audiences and competitors away, leaving a mushroom cloud the whole family can enjoy. You'll leave the theater wishing you could watch the flesh fall from your family's irradiated bodies in slimy chunks over a series of agonizing weeks. Far from a box office bomb, this film will undoubtedly create an exponential chain reaction of ticket sales. I dropped 10 out of 10 atomic bombs on this movie, and I haven't even seen it. That's how good it is. Bombs are good in this case, by the way. They actually got the real Albus Dumbledore to be in this movie. What else can I blow up? The movie should literally just have been 3 hours of boobs and explosions exploding. The movie should literally just have been 3 hours of boobs. The movie should literally have just been 3 hours of boobs and explosions exploding. And one giant boob. And one giant boob that's like the size of a planet. Imagine if that boob leaked. How much sand there would be. They tell the audience, you're watching a good movie right now. Oppenheimer cost almost $100 to make. leaving a mushroom cloud your whole family can enjoy. Wow, what a professional review. Thank yourselves for watching. I worked hard on easy mode to make it. Check out my other professional reviews immediately. Don't forget to hold down the like and subscribe keys on your keyboard. Don't let go. Very important. Tape the keys down if you need to AFK away from your keyboard.